Hey there, my name's Stu, and today we're going to be playing Majestic Lake, part 7 of the VJ scenario pack. Now, since this video, I figure, is going to come out somewhere around Christmas time, probably about the week before, I figure, why not do a few videos that are a bit longer than normal? That way, if people are bored over Christmas and New Year, then they've got something that they want to watch. And maybe if they're really bored, they can watch something of mine. So this one, I think I'm just going to play it all the way through. Well, I always play them all the way through. It's just I don't always record everything. But with this one, I will be, and let's play it through in real time. Located at this beautiful lake is this theme park waiting to be expanded. Your objective to have at least 1,800 guests in your park at the end of October, year 3 of a park rating of at least 600. We've got free admission. That means we're charging for the rides. We've already got 850 guests in the park, so we only need another 1,000. So it's not a huge challenge. We've got 20,000 with 0 loan. So again, good starter. What have we got to begin with then? We've got a monorail. We've got a good selection, very good selection of gentle rides. Very good selection of coasters. Very good selection of thrill rides, some water rides, not a bad selection of shops. We've got to research something. Let's look what we've got. We've got 1, 2, 3 coasters, a few thrill rides, some boat rides down. I think what I'll do then is I'm going to put all my research into thrill rides. Now, what that means is I'm targeting thrill rides. If we leave everything ticked, it's going to pick one of them at random and then go to the next one on the list. So if it picks roller coasters at random, it's going to go to the next roller coaster on the list when the scenario is set up. This way, it's going to target thrill rides and go through all the thrill rides in order. And then once that's done, it'll either go to something random, or if I tick it, then it'll go to whatever I tick. Okay, now long-time viewers will know I'm not a fan of taking over other people's parks. I like to do everything my own way, but I'm not going to get rid of anything. I'm going to keep it, but I might make changes. So I can see on this huge twister here, there's a let's press play. This scenario is going to be long enough as it is. So this video is going to be long enough as it is without me pausing all the time. So this double chain lift, I'm not a fan of that. And look at the right time, over 2 minutes. I'm sure if we alter that, maybe put a booster or something in, we can take that down a lot. Moving along, we've got a couple of water rides without any track, so that means people are going to get stuck. Let's check out this corkscrew. Oh, there you go. Intensity is high. Lateral G's very high. That's probably, let's have a look if we're just in time. Yes, there you go. So we're just in time. Where the white bit is on the graph, and then you've got the dark bit on the graph, that's where the train is now. So as you can see, there was a huge bit of lateral G just before that, and the bit that was just before that is this upwards unbanked turn. So we're gonna have to have a play about with that, maybe get rid of that. There's a downwards unbanked turn there, but I think to begin with, have we got any shops? We haven't really. We got some there in a little food court. Okay. I'm not a fan of little dead ends like this, so I'll probably get rid of that. Same with the dead end for the toilet. I did say I wasn't going to put on pause. Things like this, where we've got a path leading down to a queue path, I usually like to just bring the queue straight to the main path. I'll probably replace the exits with a different style path. That way I think it just looks better and it stands out as well. That way, just by looking at it, you've got an easy visual to say, look, this is an exit path, and maybe we'll put a no entry sign on them. Okay, so let's just, I think, first things first, the worst culprits are these here without a track. So let's just do a simple track. That way then we're controlling where the guests can and can't go. There you go, 1. And we can do something a bit more interesting. It's not going to have a huge effect on the stats because, I mean, they're not exactly exciting rides anyway. But they all help add guests to the park. Okay, now imagine you own a park and you're going to build how expensive it would be to build in real life on water, and the ride you opt to build is Space Rings. Wow. You'd have to be so drunk to do that. Okay, so a lot of sick down by there. Let's just work our way down from, let's put a kiosk there. I like to put the maps free because in real life maps usually are free, and ram the umbrellas up. £20 is the maximum, and when it rains they will pay that and you'll get a huge chunk of cash coming in. And in real life umbrellas will be very expensive. In Euro Disney, when I was there a few years ago, umbrellas were €35 a pop. And yes, there were people there were people paying it. Now the Twister, okay, that's far too cheap. We'll probably charge 10 for that. Okay, so let's have a look. The main things we want to look at are the excitement rating 7.5, because I don't want to make it lower excitement, but and the ride time 2 minutes. Okay, now before we change anything, so we've only really got one train going around the ride, one train in the station, one train stopped on the brakes there, one train stopped there. So okay, so we need to get it, as long as we're under 2 minutes, then it won't have been a waste. So let's do that, and then maybe we can add barrel roll there. Let's get rid of these supports here. Okay, straight piece. And then let's just go straight into launch track. Now this is weird. I did have a problem. With this game. I'm not sure what's happened. I can see now. I did start this scenario, and then when I went to save it, I had that error about cyan water not being installed, which is, it just seems to be an issue that you have when, I don't know, where the save file becomes corrupt. Let's put, we gotta put it somewhere, so let's put that there. So I've restarted. Right, what have we got? 2 trains, that's fine. There you go. We already know it makes it round the rest of the track fine. So as long as it makes it round that first section, everything else should be great. And what I've noticed then is when we did let's have a look, height markers, it's gone to units. So something's happened. I'm not sure if I've done something on my tablet that's caused it to change some settings, because I know when I did load it up, it was giving me the tips like it does when you first play. Yeah, I'm not a fan of that little brake run, but oh well. Right, let's get rid of this here. Actually, we'll make twisters have got good throughput, so you can afford to have a long queue. Little bridge there. How are we doing? There you go. So we've got more excitement. The intensity is probably higher as well, but that's fine. Right time, 1 minute 23. So we've shaved 40 seconds off that. It looks better as well than having the split chain lifts like that. Put the photo up to 3. Done. That's broken down. Okay, so let's get a handyman zoned to it. I did say I was going to change these as well. Okay, so it's been an interesting year, 2020. Started off January, starting to get excited because I was planning on going to Disney World in April after however many years of living in sin. Myself and Mrs. Stu were going to get married to only 45 minutes. God, put that to 10 minutes. We're going to get married in Florida and also spend 2 weeks visiting the parks again, which would have been awesome. But then obviously everything else happened. And I know you can't plan things too much, but I did plan, because when you're staying in what they've done now with the fast passes is you're able to book fast passes in advance. And if you're staying in a Disney hotel, you can book like fast passes like 3 months in advance. And previously we've been in like September, October, and it's always been quiet. But April, obviously, busy. So made good use of those, planning which days we were going to go where and what rides we were trying to do. And we made sure we had slots booked on all of the good ones. Let's get rid of some of that sick by zoning. We have got some handymen zoned. Maybe they're zoned too much. Guess complaining, but that's fine. We will fix it. Okay, so merry-go-round. I think what I'll do is we'll bring it here. No, there's obviously some sort of block there. There you go. Change that to 10 minutes. I'll tell you what, we could charge more, but I'm just going to reduce all these rides down to £1. We'll put the coasters up and we'll put the flat rides down, because I'm only going to have to reduce them at some point in the future anyway. So I might as well just do it now, save fussing about, and the amount of money that we're going to make from the likes of this twister here is going to dwarf the money that we're going to make on these. Let's have a look. Profit. So Banshee, whichever one that is, probably the corkscrew. Hybrid, 5,000. That is going to go up. At the moment, the parks, there aren't a huge amount of guests in the park. So we've done that. We've done that. Pirate ship. The queue looks quite short on that. Let's have a look. Swinging ship. I'm going to rename that. Let's just call it pirate ship. I'll leave it at £2 because that's a good price for those. Right, okay, so capacity 16. Now the queue is 1, 2, 3, 4 tiles long, which means you can fit 4 guests on each queue tile. So you can fit a maximum of 16 guests in the queue, which is fine, but I like to have it so that there's a little bit more. I like to have it so that there's a full load plus a little bit extra as well. Because when it rains, guests might stop going into the queue, but any guests that are already in the queue will continue and stay. So it's a nice buffer. Do the no entry there. And also there. And there. Let's give us its own handyman. I know it's already zoned, but yeah, that's quite annoying actually. Is it handyman's 2? Handyman 2 has been zoned everywhere. So there you go. Got rid of him. But what I'll do is I'll rehire him. Same terms and conditions as before, just without zoning him. That's done. Let's zone that. Cool. And we probably need this. Yeah, I'm going to get rid of that little section with the ATM and the first aid. So let's put one there. And there. That way. It looks like these guys are just walking back and forth. They are, aren't they? Just going back and forth. Back and forth. Because when they're confronted with a junction, they'll pick one way, even if it's not the right way. I see he's looking at a map. It's like, I can't find the main path. It's like 10 foot away. So what we'll do is we'll just do no entry. No entry. No entry. There you go. Control where they're going. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Done. It's down to 10 minutes. 45 minutes. We definitely need more mechanics. Now, I've got tons of cash. If I didn't have tons of cash, I might be a bit more conservative with my staff. Hi, Edwina. But, hi, Estella. But, hi, Kerry. Right, that's it. sometimes you just can't place them, so it's easier just to fire them and then rehire. Yeah, so as I was saying, if I didn't have as much money, I would be a bit more conservative with hiring of a staff. Since I've got tons of cash, I'm just gonna hire them. I'm leaving all these run riot, free form, free range, even around the park. And then when it comes to an area that needs it, I might zone them. How's this one doing? Profit. Oh, there you go. The difference. Okay. I should have checked what it was beforehand, actually. So these are all fine. Rat race, is it? Is that what it was called? No, rodent. Let's have a look at that. Yes, which car is that? It was only number 2. It was a lucky guess. Okay, so it's going to 18, 20, 20. Yeah, see, I don't like that because the wrong angle. So the station's quite short. So at the moment it's fine because there's a lot of guests and all the cars are going out full. But at some point in the future, the ride might not be as popular. And so you might get a build-up of cars on the station, in which case one of these coming round a lot faster than there is now might cause a crash. I don't know. I'm just guessing. Plus, we can charge more for that. Let's just close it. 45 minutes indeed. Maybe I'm going to assume that it was deliberately done. They've deliberately done things like this. Okay. So let's just add lengthening the ride a little bit. Not a huge amount. Lengthen the station as well. There you go. There's still plenty of like trees and stuff for them to look at, so it's not going to be boring. Tell you what I should do before opening it. Let's put a no entry sign there. Let me check. Was it going fast? Yes, he was going fast enough to make that little section. That's fine. Plus, they'll go a little bit faster when there's a guest on them because they'll be slightly heavier. Yeah, so what I want to do is I want to just lengthen the queue a little. Not by a huge amount. There you go. And we can even fix the scenery as well. So yeah, so January, February, again, very, very excited about going to Florida. March, starting to get very, very nervous, thinking it's going to get cancelled. Then they actually announced that the parks were going to be closed. Nightmare. So we went to see the travel agent and they were like, well, unfortunately, your contract with us is for the flight and the hotel. So what I'm doing just here is, because we've got like a little food court area, what I want to do is I'm just adding 2 no entry signs to make this into a one-way system. Good for COVID, and also good for the way that the pathing system works on RCT. So what'll happen is they'll make them go in like a one-way system around the place. So we can also do some more benches as well. We can zone someone in there. Yeah, so they said, oh yeah, your contract with us is for the hotel and the flights, and the hotels are still open and the flights are still running. So there was a bit of a nervous wait until old Donny decided that he was going to ban tourists from the UK going to America. So, I mean, say what you want about the guy, but, you know, he did ensure that we were entitled to a full refund. So there's that. There's one good thing. Yeah. And then, so then April came along, and on the day we were planning on getting ourselves another dog. Now, long-time viewers will know that back in the early videos, every now and then, just putting the prices of all these up, every now and then there'd be like a dog bark. I say like a dog bark, an actual dog bark from an actual dog, in the background of the videos. Okay, moving up here, 3D cinema. £3, that's a good price for that. Put it down to 10 minutes. Let's put it down to 30. Now this has got good capacity, 20 guests, so maybe we'll do a longer queue for this one. Yeah, don't worry, you can just get back in line. Yeah, so we were planning on getting another little dog, but since the holiday didn't happen, we decided, or we started looking a little bit earlier, and on the day that we were actually meant to get married, we took delivery of a little puppy called Cheddar, just like the dog off Brooklyn Nine-Nine. My kids love that show, and obviously it's a Welsh dog as well, so that's cool. So yeah, maybe I'll do a little video with him. Let's have a look at the time. Okay, so we're coming up to around the time where I need to save this, stop the video, dump the video on the PC, and then come back and play again, because I'm playing on tablet and there's a maximum file size of around, I think it's 4 gig. And if I go over that, it'll corrupt the video, and I'll have to do everything again. So we've done all this. Now we're going to come back. We'll do the twist, the Ferris wheel, the observation tower. We'll have a look at the other rides then, and then by then, that should be around the end of year 1, we can start looking at what thrill rides we've already unlocked. So I'll be back in a moment. Okay, and we're back. So I think I was discussing the new puppy. So if you want to see a picture, you can do so by having a look on, if you look at the main channel page, I believe I've got a link to my Instagram. I don't post a lot on there, but there are some pics of the pup. Just changing these settings down now. I'm just going to put them to £1. We're not going to make, let's have a look now. This will give us a better example. So there you go, hybrid. We're making 17,000 per hour on that. Let's have a look. Wonder Wheel, 641 per hour. So we could put that down to free, and it wouldn't make any difference in the grand scheme of things. What have we got? on the path. That's fine. The exit path's fine on that. Let's alter the exit on that. So where did I get up to in my little review of the year? Oh yeah, it was about Donny banning visitors from the UK from entering America, which meant, therefore, that as the contracts with the travel agent were based on the hotels and the flights combined, since the flights were no longer valid and also the hotels were closing as well, that meant I was entitled to a full refund, which was awesome. It's fine. That's fine. We'll leave it as that. 6 excitement. Wow. That's cool. Let's ram the price up on this. Put up to a £5. They will pay it. What have we got the price on that? We could probably charge more, but pirate ship's fine. Cool. Let's have a look at this now. So we've got the excitement 6.3, intensity is 10.7. The lateral G's is very high. Let's get rid of these bits of scenery because they do look ridiculous. I'll get rid of that one as well. Why not? Maybe that one. Okay. So it was that bit. Okay, so 1 minute 13. There's hardly anyone queuing up for it, so let's just close it. And we'll take it back to there. Get rid of this whole section. Whoop, wrong way. Let's see if we can get that interaction with the loop. Yeah, we can. I want to go a bit higher than that though. Yeah, that should be fast enough. That's fine. Why can't I do it? Right. Same mistake. So that was around April when all that was happening. And that was around about, that's when lockdown part 1 happened as well. So I've got one of those jobs where, whilst it isn't exactly an important job in the grand scheme of things, like I'm not saving lives or anything, I have continued to go to work. It's not something I can do from home. So lockdown for me has been a bit weird. It's sort of, I'm still going to work. Traffic's been amazing. There's that. That's probably the best thing about it. But yeah, so there was I was sort of, the only issue was that there was like, they were saying, oh, you know, we shouldn't make any unnecessary trips, and shopping was fine, but there was also the fact that, oh, you shouldn't be doing too many frivolous trips. So what I started doing is I started looking at homebrew beer kits. It's something I had looked at before, but I just never got around to doing. And this lockdown pretty much coincided with, no, I'm not going to extend that, pretty much coincided with the Welsh Government deciding to have a minimum pricing on beer, which meant, let's test this one out then. We've got two, it's on continuous circuit. Can we get it? Let's change that. Which meant even a very basic beer was very expensive. So what I thought was, well, let's give it a go. So I bought a kit, and since April, is that the right one, or have I done? What's happening there? That's a weird bit of track, isn't it? It was like a weird trick track. Oh, I see. There is a, okay, there is a block break there. Oh, it's a break. Okay. Can we do that? Yeah, so since April, I've been making my own. Let's do the breaks. What about if we put another one there, but keep it on 2? Yeah, so it's nothing fancy. It's literally a case of you buy a can from a shop, you chuck it in a bucket with some sugar for a few weeks, and then you bottle it. That's pretty much it. It's a little bit more, I've oversimplified it, but it's not much more complicated than that. And, you know, it tastes great. Costs hardly anything. Win-win. And obviously less trips to the shop. And what I noticed was, when I was going to the shop, like I'd pop into the Lidl or Aldi or whatever, on the way home from work, and it wasn't just buying the beer, you'd also end up buying whatever else they've got on offer there. Like they're weird. Like if you've got one of those shops nearby, you know, yeah, that's not too much. You know what I mean with the way they do what they sell. Like you'll end up coming home with a new drill or a router that sits, and I don't mean a router for woodworking that sits in your shed for 2 years without you using. Or was it 4 years? I can never remember. I have to get around to using that at some point. Yeah, so it saves a fortune. So that was April. What else has happened? What else has happened? Coming towards the end of, let's get on with these for a start, right? Okay. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to color that in Blackwood. Put the no entry signs there. Yeah, I'm going to do all the exits on here in Blackwood, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over the paths in Brownwood, because it looks better, looks more sort of realistic as you would get building a space rings in the sea or in the middle of a lake, whatever it is. Why aren't guests going on this? I'm not paying that much. Okay, that's fine. Whilst it's, I would say down, whilst it's not down, is it? Or whilst it's not very popular, I'll take the opportunity to extend the queue. Because they are quite popular when they're cheap enough. Let's put it down to £1. And we can do the same with all the others. So what was I rabbiting on about? So coming up, where are we now? Probably May, June-ish. Coming up towards that. That was like the end of lockdown part 1. So I timed it perfectly, and I booked ourselves. My boy wanted to go on a train. I don't think he'd ever been on one, not like a proper one. Been on ones in parks and stuff, but so I booked a holiday. I say a holiday, like a little mini break to a place where there's a railway line that runs not far from where we live. And we got an absolute bargain because we'd bought, it was due when the hotels and things were due to open up again. But like a week or so before we were due to go, there was some sort of incident where one of the bridges was damaged. So we wouldn't have been able to catch the train anyway. And then we were planning on driving up, and the hotel emailed me to say they weren't actually going to open it after all, and refunded all my money. I mean, it was like 30 quid for the 4 of us to stay like 1 or 2 nights, whatever it was. But I could rebook in their out of town hotel, which was twice the price. So that was annoying. So we didn't end up going, but I know in the grand scheme of things, I didn't see the excitement on this one. Oh, there you go. The intensity has dropped dramatically. So that's cool. I know on the list of gripes people would have about 2020, mine are very, very much first world problems. There are people who've had terrible problems this year. And in comparison, I've got off very lucky. So I do appreciate all that. What's this one? Why is this one? Calling mechanic. Doesn't seem to be one. There you go. It's got one. I think everything is pretty much up to speed. Pound. We'll put all these down to £1. Still 884. Wait, less than 900 guests. So I am wondering if perhaps there's an issue with harder guest generation, or maybe it's just the fact that I haven't added any new rides. So what have we got? So we've obviously researched all the thrill rides, and I was picking them out at random. So let's just go into roller coasters before it wastes any more time. What have we got then? Right. So we'll leave the price as it is. We've got 33,000 in the bank. I mean, I know it's Rollercoaster Tycoon, not Rollercoaster Charity, but sometimes you just can't be bothered fussing about with the minor details. But what I'll do is, since we're sharing an exit, we'll do that. Terrible news this year as well. Chessington got rid of their top spin. Ramesses. Excellent little ride, but they are prone to breaking down. So Shame about that. Not many top spins left. Doing a little. The guest numbers should start going up. A little fence in the way there, a little hedge blocking it. What am I doing? There you go. Pagoda. I always forget pagoda because I don't use it very often. What's that on? £2. Yeah, we could charge more, but you know, what's the point? Let's do a. Does seem to break down a lot this ride. Right then, did I see? I did. Drop tower. We'll put it there because it's not far from the first aid stall, so it saves me having to make another one. Okay, well, I'm gonna put it on test, but I'm gonna put the speed right the way down. We are gonna increase the speed, but let's just right, what's the capacity on this? 8, isn't it? Yeah, 8. Okay, so how many guests per tile? 4. So 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24. There you go. So that's enough for 3 rides full. Just helps as well get a few guests off the paths, not too many, so that they're left waiting their ages and complaining, but just enough. If you get a few extra guests off the paths for each ride, you will help reduce overcrowding. Like for example, this one here, the motion simulator, 8 passengers. You've probably got about, again, 20, 24 in the queue. Top spin, 8. In real life, they're about 60 or 70 people per go. All right, we can crank the speed up on that. Just do a little bit at a time. Let's put on test. I was disappointed. There were people actually on it, but before it tested, it kicked them off. They still haven't fixed the tower in my local park, Oakwood. I know it's closed at the moment, so it's academic, but it's been down for years. So that one actually, it launched and dropped as well. We had a program cycle that did a couple of them, so that was pretty cool. How are we doing? So the guest numbers are going up. Awesome. Okay, I think let's build our first coaster. Not the first for the park. Build custom design. So let's have a look. I want to get it in by here somewhere. So that's close enough that I can share the exit, but far enough away that I'm not going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's not going to interfere with. It's got 105. That should be more than enough. So we're going to go, let's see, half loop, corkscrew. We do. So what's that? That's a serpent roll, I believe. And then we'll do it back that way. Can't do the photo there. Can we do the photo there? Yes. Let's just do the spike here. So that's going up to 105. So this one needs to be at about the same. We'll do a little bit higher. It doesn't matter. That way then, at least you guarantee there's not gonna. We'll do the exit, entrance there, exit there. Is that enough room? Okay, we'll do the exit there, entrance there. Cool. So then we can share. How about in Vertigo? This is a £10 ride if ever I've seen one. And let's do Holy Generic Color Scheme Batman. Do the same for that one. Cool stats. And why don't we merge the exit? So here's the plan. Guests go on ride. Guests love ride. They come off, they do a little jump, which shows you they love the ride, they're really happy. Then they buy some merch. Now, doesn't really matter what color you set these, because the guests, wow, cheap. Is that the first balloon store? Doesn't really matter what price you, what color you set these. Guests don't know. They're not going to go, well, I've just been on a yellow roller coaster. I'm not going to buy that balloon because it's green. They're just going to buy it. But for my benefit, what I will do as well is I'm going to add more entry signs. There. Reason being, what will happen is, like we mentioned earlier about guests on junctions, they'll come up to the junction. Now, in this case, the shop counts as a junction. Let's hide the no entry signs. But they're there. Cool. So remember what the plan was. Guests go on, guests love it, guests jump, guests buy balloon and hat and t-shirt. Or one of the three. All three. Jump, jump. See them all jumping? Jump, 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 jump. They're all in blue. Yeah, they've all got hats. Oh, they bought a balloon. Maybe the balloons are quite expensive. Let's just put them down to 2. See, so the plan worked. Cool. I think we're in October year 1. So that probably is where we should leave it for, I say part 2. It's one long video, but I've got to chop these videos up. I've got to make smaller videos and then combine them later. It's okay. I have the power. One thing I did notice, I mentioned earlier that the save file when I first tried this was corrupted. So let me show you how I save. Right, okay, so my first one, 001A. Now that's just something I've been doing probably since I first started playing Transport Tycoon. Like I'm ever going to play the same level 999 times, but it's just something, an OCD thing. But anyway, so the first time I play through it, it has a 1. And then the first save on that is an A. And then the second one, which I'm going to do now, is a B. That way, if I mess up, I can always revert back to the A. So for example, I see all the time people post things like, oh, I'm like 3 days away from the end of October year 3 and I'm 50 guest shorts. Whereas if you had saved it a month or 2 before, you could easily just go back and play it again. And as long as you get the good weather, you'll probably be fine. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to save it. Now, I did mention that there was a problem with it being corrupt. So if I go in, I know I've got a lot of save files. I have actually deleted a ton of these because what I noticed was when the tablet gets very slow, I get a lot of save files, and then when you delete a load of them, it gets a bit quicker. Only on Rollercoaster Tycoon Classic. So click on the save. If it's got the picture, it should be fine. Picture and the stats. When it was corrupted, it didn't have any of this info. So hopefully this will be fine. So I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to go and dump this video on the PC, and then I'll carry on playing the rest of the video, playing the rest of the scenario. And we're back. One thing I haven't looked at, and the whole point of doing it was to see about reducing the speed of these. There you go, that's fine. So even if there was a build-up of cars in the station, it's going so slow it's not going to cause any problems. Just double check the price of that. £10 a go. £10 a go. £10 a go. Let's give it a better colour scheme. Oh, okay. Cool. All right then. Guest numbers are going up. Let's think. Let's get rid of this little bit by here. And this bit by here. Got a nice big spot in the middle. Put some more flat rides down. Let's see what we got. Some more thrill rides. Let's see what's there. Go-karts, it's always good value. That'll bring a load of guests in. Okay. So let's do a let's do a nice long straight there. Let's bring it back around over there. Nice interactions with the wild mouse or wild wooden mouse. And then under the twister, try not to damage the supports. Just about see the outline of them. We are going to damage this bit. That's fine. What we can do is if we put a wall just there. Underneath the bat wing. Cool. So now let's do entrance, exit. This is a £10 ride. Ever I've seen one. Let's put that down to 10 minutes, 1 lap. Don't forget the pagoda entrance, just so everything's sort of similar. Let's do, okay, so what have we got? We have got 21 cars. So that means 21 people. So now I want, let's have a look. 4, 8, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32. I don't know, have I counted it right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, 28, 32, 36, 40. There you go. That's fine. So we got enough for two laps in the queue. Should only take a minute or so for each lap, so they'll only be waiting in the queue for a couple of minutes. That'll be fine. What else can we fit by here? Roto drop. Do the rotor drop there. With the exit coming out opposite the first aid station. That way. When guests feel sick, they can just go straight there. There you go. This is a £5 ride. Easy. You can make a lot of money off these rides. Okay, so where was I in my tale of 2020? It was somewhere around the summer, perhaps. I don't know, we're coming into September, I think. Not much happened, really. Didn't really go anywhere. Can't really go anywhere. It's the go-karts. Rotor drop. October. Let's see, October. Well, October is when my car was due its MOT. And my MOT is the annual test to make sure it's fit to be on the road. And my car was coming up to about 10 years old. And I certainly know I hadn't taken good care of it. And there's no way it was going to pass. So I took the opportunity of getting rid of it on the scrappage scheme. So it's not a fancy make or anything, but I traded it in for a new one, same make, slightly smaller model, because I only use it for going back and forth work. We've already got a big car, so we don't need two. So yeah, so that was my October. Also spent had a week off or over the kids' half term when they were off from school. Had probably somewhere in the order of around 20 tons worth of road scalpings delivered, and so I spent the week shoveling and compacting that down on the drive. Road scalpings are basically when they relay tarmac, the stuff that they scrape off the top. That's the scalping. So it's a lot cheaper than buying stone or gravel, and it's more environmentally friendly as well because it's sort of natural and it reuses it. So that's cool, but mainly it's because it was cheaper, and it looks cool as well. So that was that. And that brings us up to November. It's now the end of November when I'm recording this. This will probably go out about a week before Christmas. How's the guests doing? How are they doing? It's gone up. It's sort of flatlined. I don't think there's harder guest generation. I think that's just a case of as I'm building more rides, guests are coming in and then it flatlines again because I need more rides. So towards the end of November, myself and Mrs. Stu took a cheeky little mini break away down in the southeast of Wales, down a place that we never really spent a lot of time in what is called, it's advertised as a shepherd's hut. So it's like a fancy shed, I suppose. Done out to quite a high standard. So it's just the two of us and the dog. But it's pretty cool. Log burner inside and fire pit outside. But you know, it was November, so I only used the fire pit the one night. Had been down the woods a few weeks prior to collect myself some firewood. So that was cool. And then here we are, end of November. So as I said earlier, I know some of the problems I've had in 2020 are minuscule. They're like the height of first world problems. There's people out there who've had horrendous years, absolutely horrendous. So I am very mindful of that, and I am very sort of thankful that I've come through it relatively unscathed, you know. So I think it's time to build another roller coaster. What shall we build? What have we got? Stand-up coaster. Why not? Why not? And what about... We're building one here. And we can have the entrance there. Exit there. There is a method to the madness. No. No. Wrong one. Stand-up coaster. Okay, we'll do the entrance. Why not do the entrance the other side? There. We'll do the exit there. And then we'll do the entrance path. There, have it going underneath the station because that'll give us a nice little bonus. We've got space there so we can double the queue length. Cool. Okay, so let's go. What are we gonna do? We'll have a little drop there. Then into the chain lift. How high can we go? Is 80 too high? How about a little pre-drop? And then we can do a loop. Maybe another loop. Photo section. Yeah, photo section. There. Is that too high? Just wondering. I want to put a couple of corkscrews in. I'm just thinking. There you go. I think that might be all right. I don't want it to go too fast. Now, glass triangles might be injured in the building of this. Oh, it was a massacre. I want to get it back to the start somehow without it being too weird. How about if we do the brake run, start the brakes. Two trains. I've already done that colour, haven't I? How about orange? Let's get that pagoda on. Let's get our pagoda on. This is going to be another £10 ride. Makes the first loop. Makes the second loop. There you go. The corkscrews will be fine. How about... Cool. Stand and deliver. There you go. Give him its own, give her its own handy mechanic. Almost a 6. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. I suppose what we could do is we could, if we get these little pieces here. There's a wall in the way. Do this now. Put these little walls down. For no reason other than to give it a little excitement boost. That's out of alignment. Or is it? I don't know. Really? Same? Let's toggle that. I'm sure once we come back to it, it'll be over 6. Okay. Guess numbers are going up. Now, if it had been, just run on fast forward a second. If it had been harder guess generation, then the guess numbers would only go up when I start building coasters that are around 2,000 feet long and over 6 excitement. Now, the excitement, well, oh, it's exactly 6. The excitement on that, fine, but the ride length is too short. So the fact that the numbers were going up tells me that it's not harder guess generation. Money-wise, we're doing fine. Let's check out that profit. Okay, space rings. No one wants to go on it. Let's make it free. Fusion Cinema. Oh, okay. Reduce that down. We'll put it down to £1. Save me fussing around later. One thing we could do with the space rings is... There's already one there. One thing we could do is we could just swap it out for another ride. Now it's sitting on a 3x3. So what we could do is we could just get rid of it and put another ride in its place. But they're going on it now, so it's fine. Now with this one, I think the queue length for that is pretty much fine because it's a rubbish ride. So we can fit 4 on there, 8 in the queue. That's more than enough. That's more than enough, especially if we're making the ride free, which we have done. There you go, about 1,300 guests then. Junior 2. What did the go-karts come back as? 5.58. That's great. Nice full queues. No one's complaining by the looks of it. There's no... the rating's up on maximum. So everyone seems to be pretty happy. This one-way system looks like it's working pretty well. A lot of blue people. A lot of blue people around the place. Maybe we need to ask, did I do any merch on this? No. Okay, what have we got? What have we got in the way of... Let's do a maze. Let's do a maze. We've got a nice big spot by here. Okay, let me show you how to do a cool maze. Get rid of these trees. I'm going to do a big maze right by here. Going to start off there. We're going to do the entrance there. And all we're going to do, nothing fancy. Not even going to do any maze-like elements. Leave a one-tile gap between the maze and that ride, just in case we want to put something cool down there in future. Okay, pagoda. Let's do pagoda. Let's do brick walls, because why not? Or should we do fences? Let's do brick walls. Leave it at £1. 10 minutes. Change that. But what we do want is we want to have maximum number of people on it. Now, because there's no choices on the maze, the guests will just walk up and down from the exit, from the entrance, all the way around till they get to it. See, look at him. He's trying to jump over. Absolutely no reason to do that, because it's just one long route. And they'll come back and they'll end up leaving and they'll be like, oh, that was an amazing maze. They will. They'll be so excited. They'll jump. Watch out. Look at green shirt. Great, he's just running through it. No, let me down then by stopping for a peek. Green shirt is going to win. Comes out, jumps. Jump, jump. Jump. See, they're all jumping. Oh, there is a little spot there that cause green shirt was so close. Yet that worked as a gave him a little decision. There you go. So we've just covered that bit over now. So there's only one way they can go. So there shouldn't be any more people as dense as green shirt there. Okay, what else have we got? Oh, spiral slide would have been perfect right there. Unfortunately, we ain't got one. But what about, have I done a swinging inverted ship? I believe I have. Yes, I have. Okay then. Right. I think it's time to dump the video. Save the game, dump the video, and then come back and finish off year 2. So once again, I'm going to save it as C. So I keep the other 2 files, but now I've saved it, and I'm going to double check. So let's have a look. There you go. It's got the picture. We're good to go. And we're back. Okay, so it's always good practice every once in a while to just check your profits. Make sure Saturn rings is still down at the bottom because we've set that to free, because let's face it, it's rubbish. What have we got now? People aren't going on this. Is it too expensive? I can't afford it. Well, that does sound like a you problem, but I do want your money, so that then becomes a me problem. Let's build another kiosk and another toilet as well. It's down there. Let's set the color of the kiosk umbrellas to a different color. That's something we can do for all the other ones as well. So what's this one? This one's down there near the stand-up. This one's there. I don't know, we'll set that to red. This one's at the start next to the twister, so we'll put that to blue. And then this one's at the back. We've already changed that. Cool, because it does look better when it rains. It does look better, I think so anyway, when the guests are wandering around with lots of different color umbrellas. Okay, so I think let's get a circus. Do the entrance there, exit there. Nice long queue because you've got 30 guests. Do £2. Pagoda. Okay. What about another roller coaster then? There's a nice spot by here. Let's see, what have we got? What about one of these? Same thing we did with the stand-up. We'll do a nice long station like that. We'll do entrance one side, exit the other. Can we change? We can. Let's do the old-fashioned. I don't like the airplane ones. Give it something generic as a name. We won't change that for now. But this is, I haven't even built it, and already I know this is a £10 coaster. Nice little cheeky excitement bonus from, let's have a look. Now, I wonder, no, we'll do, oops, oopsie. We've broken the path. It's okay. We can fix it. We can make it stronger, better, faster than it was before. Drop that down there. Oh, why am I trying to test it? There's literally nothing of the track. Okay. Which way are we gonna get it? Can we get it? I know I haven't built it yet, so I don't know how fast it's going to go, but you get a general feel of how fast things usually are when you build these types of rides. So pagoda, right? So no, doesn't like that. Do a nice long diagonal. We've got space for another coaster over here. No idea what yet, but right. So that this bit by here, 90 feet. Easy way to build a coaster. Go up and then come down. And then go back up. But don't go up as high as you did the first time. And then guess what? Guess what? You go back down. And then go back up. You probably can go as high as you did the last time, but you know, it's all about potential. Sharp bend there. You do need this. This is sort of coaster that does like a little bit of G's, a little bit of lateral G's. Why don't we go for a? Usually I don't like an S bend, but is there going to be enough room if I do this? Have I messed it up? What if we do... I've got absolutely no idea. Let's do two trains. How fast it's going to be going when it gets back to that. But I've got an idea it should be okay. So whilst we're doing that, then it's going to take a while to go up the chain lift. Oh, it won't let me do that. The wall's in the way. Okay, let's not do that then. Let's just watch it going really slow. All right, up, little pre-drop. See, it's a bit where it goes down, then it goes up, but not as much as it was before, and then up, but not as much as it was before. How fast is it going? Oh, it's motoring. Oof. Possibly too fast. Yeah, probably a bit too fast there. I mean, the stats might be fine. Just looks a bit odd when it's going that fast. Let's get rid of this wall. Oh, sorry, handyman. He was walking along. He's like, wait a second, that wall was there a minute ago. Now it's just disappearing in front of my eyes. Oh, now the path's disappeared. Okay. Let's do this. Oh, the fence is in the way. They've got the fence the wrong side. So they've got the fence underneath the path. So I can build it that side. I can't be bothered to change it. Okay. Stats are great. There is a straight section there. We probably could do like a trim break there. So let's see how fast it's going. 45. Yeah, we could probably... What do we need? We need 1,800 guests, so only another 400 to go. There you go. That's much better. It doesn't look like such a sharp stop at the end. Cool. Now, if we do a minimum waiting time, I don't know how long. We'll try 20 that way, because it just looks weird when it's waiting at the top of the lift hill. Okay, what else have we got? it open? Yes. There's far too much jumping going on after that twist. Oh, look at them. Right at the back. I do like that. Whole empty train, and they've gone right at the back. Well, not right at the back, you know what I mean? But they're in the back car. Why is that? That's broken down. What have I got that on? 10 minutes. Okay. So we need some more rides. Nice long queue on that, on the haunted house. Okay, let's build the path down to the end. Oof, looping coaster. Now what can we do? There's a vertical drop here. If we do a holding brake there, just imagine that the people on there will be waiting there whilst the suspended coaster drops. I think that would look pretty cool. Okay, so we're gonna we'll do a little exit there, and then we can do a nice long. This is my favorite way of doing stations because you can fit a lot of path in, and it's underneath the station, so you get a cheeky excitement bonus. So we can have a block break there. We can have a little brake run there. We're probably going to need it. So we're dropping down from 80 feet. Is that going to be too intense? Well, there's only one way to find out. We'll loop it up that way because I want to do a... No. I want to do a bend. One of these bends. You know the ones. One of these ones. But it won't let me. What if I do it there? Doesn't want me to do it. We can do a brake run here. And then figure 4, 4, 4. Yeah, 4 should be fine. Okay, so we've got in vertigo. What about vertigo? Everyone at home thinking, how does he come up with these names? You know what we haven't got? We haven't got an on-ride photo section. Doesn't really matter where we put it, but it matters to you. To me, I mean. When you build it, it'll matter to you. But when I build it, it'll matter to me. So yeah, the only person it matters to is you. You know what I mean? Get that down to there. Oof, just. It's fine. You don't want it to be racing around the track. You want it to be going fast and slow. And I think that's cool. Oof. It crawled over there. So, will it be fast enough when there's guests on there? If not, I think it might make it faster if we get rid of the holding brake. Because obviously, as it's coming up, it's going 4 miles per hour. And then when it gets to the holding brake, it stops. So it has to go from a dead stop there till it hits maximum speed on the bottom. Whereas if it was carrying a little bit of speed at the top, it will go a little bit faster at the bottom. And that's a scientific term. Little bit. Okay, so come on, guests. We need a nice car full, a nice train full of you guys. There is block brakes, so even if it doesn't make it, there shouldn't be any danger. 1,500 guests in the park. We need another 300. I think 3 cars would have been ideal for this. 4, maybe pushing it a bit too much. In a park this size, anyway. They seem to be enjoying it anyway. Okay. Do you know what I really want to build? I want to build a course I haven't built in a long time. But there was a time when I used to build it all the time. It's probably the best coaster in the game. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. See if you can guess which one I'm building. Long time viewers will be thinking, I know what he's building. Such a simple coaster, really is. Get a no entry sign on that exit. I tell you what we could do is we can get a handyman. Did I just? Yeah, I did. Get rid of that. We need to take care of both stations on this. Whilst he's there, he can look after that one as well. And probably need one of these. And while we're at it, why not chuck down a first aid stall? Okay, doesn't want one there. A cash point. Toilet. And let's go all the way and chuck in a kiosk too. This one's gonna be, let's go green. Because that's what color this one's gonna be. Okay, so up, steep up into the corners, shallow off, down, down, at the back, same in reverse. On right photo section, and then we're going to go on to powered launch. That's fine. One train. It's the world's greatest coaster. Loops. I think that's the first one I did on the tutorial section. The first ever coaster tutorial. Such a simple coaster. But it works because a looping coaster needs to have 2 drops. It needs to have a certain drop height, and it needs to have 2 drops. So the main drop at the back takes care of the drop height, and this little drop here before the on-right photo section takes care of the second drop that it needs. I don't make the rules. I didn't write the code. I'm just the one who's exploiting it. And it's such a good coaster as well. Because look at that. The excitement's only 5.26, right? That's fine. It's more than enough. Eventually, they won't pay the £10. Not that I've given guests a bargain. Come on now, Stu. This isn't Rollercoaster Tycoon charity. Rollercoaster charity. It's Rollercoaster Tycoon. Let's charge them 10 till they don't pay 10 anymore. Then we can drop it down to 7. Then we can drop it down to 5. Wonder Wheel. They're no longer paying £1 for that. We'll make it free. It's fine. And what that'll do as well is the guests that run out of cash, at least they've got something they can go on. We could probably do the same for the boats. No one going on them. If there's no one riding them, I'm not gonna get rid of them. Let's just make them free. That way, even the guests with no cash have got something to go on. And it gets them off the paths as well. Let's reduce that down. They're not paying anymore. Let's reduce that down. There you go. Let's make the circus free as well. Get guests off the path. Right, okay. Yeah, because this one, it's a small footprint. You can put them back to back, synchronized to get the boost. You can ram the speed up as well, make it more intense. Increase the number of circuits, make it more intense as well. So if you're ever stuck on a level where you need to have rides with a high intensity, over 9 intensity, just make it fast and ram the number of circuits up, and you'll be fine. Okay, what have we got? Vertigo, that's the new vertical drop coaster. Well, let's check out the speed of this one. Yeah, that's fine. It would be better if it turned in more than one direction, but they're paying it. It's fine. Let's put a minimum waiting time, 10 seconds on there. Just so there's no train waiting on the chain lift. He says. Put up to 30. Because we wanted to clear that bit. We wanted to clear this little bit here, this block break. I don't mind them waiting there. Okay, so in case you're wondering what I was doing then, what magic that was, if you press and hold the screen, you get that extreme close-up. Let's see how that works out now. It still would run better if there was only 3 trains. I think next time it breaks down, I'll change it to 3 trains. Oh, that's perfect. Look. That one goes, not so much. Do you know what? I'm just going to close it. Put it to 3 trains. See, don't be afraid to do these things. It's fine. These guests don't care. I mean, look. I'm not going on in Vertigo while it's raining. They don't care that they've queued all the way up. And Tico, they don't care. Loops was great. See? Told you, didn't I? Right. 1,600 guests, April, year 3. We need 200 more guests. Okay. I'm now going to save, dump the video, and then we're going to get those 200 guests, pass the scenario, and I don't know. What else am I going to do this evening? I don't know. Anyway, let's get on with it. Yep, we had another problem. I got a little bit carried away. I recorded a bit too long. The video was corrupted. The save file was corrupted. So the save file corruption seems to be what happens when you run out of space on your device. So let's untick that. Let's go back into settings. Let's get rid of, we don't need the tips. Random facts. We don't need the tips. Let's check unit markers, real. There you go. So, this should be, so I did 2 save files after this. So this should be where we were, where the video left off. I can't remember what I said in the bit that became corrupted. So if I repeat myself, I do apologize. So I believe the last coaster I made, which you should have already seen by now, is Loops, the greatest coaster design of all time. So we've got 1,623 guests. We've only got a few months left. Let's see what coasters we have. We've got Giga Coaster, And we've got Spinning Wild Mouse. Those are the ones I was building when it became corrupted. I've already ordered myself a timer from. I've got a watch, I've got a phone, I've got all that, but I've got I've ordered myself like a kitchen timer from Lex Luthor's website. So that'll come pretty soon, and then I can see the timer ticking by. Okay, so let's have a look. Just over here, I built a rather cool Giga Coaster. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're going to put the entrance. We can put it there. Entrance there, exit there. And then we'll put the exit there. I can't remember what I said in my my synopsis of my 2020. I know a lot of people have had probably more exciting 2020s, and I'm sure a lot of people have had worse 2020s as well. So this came out there. We'll just do a little bend like that because there's a bit of land all the way around the outside. It's almost as if the person who created the scenario wanted some sort of ride. They probably had in mind a transport ride. That's not what I've got in mind. So we're going to go out like that. Just put that there. Yep. So it's a head chopper. And then we can go like that. Just give it a little bit more of an excitement boost with the track over the path over the track. Go down a little bit and then have the path going just along there, connect up to there. And in the back, we can do a little block break there. One of my cats has just popped in the room to see me. So that means I've left the door open. No, I'm doing that the wrong way round. Okay, we want it slow, then quicker. And I can also, in the distance here, fireworks. I'm just going to close. Oh, the door's already closed. He must have already been in the room, and I left one out. I've got 2 black cats. So unless you know what to look for, they look. Let's try. Let's do 81. They can go a lot faster, but I don't want it to go too fast. So I want to just shoot along, and I believe I've already told you the secret for building amazing coasters. What do you think? 130? Can we get it to go a little higher than that? $150. So the trick, it's going over the water, right? So it needs to go a little bit higher. 170. The trick for really good coasters, or the trick to build a coaster really, really easily, is you go up high right? So either with a chain lift or a cable lift or a booster. And then, I'm sure I've already said this, you come down low. And then you go back up high, but not quite as high as you were before. So there's 170 feet. We're going to go up 150. And then go back down. And then you just pretty much do that. Next one, you go up high, but not quite as high as the last one. And certainly not as high as the one before. And you know what? This isn't even that big a secret. People do this in real life. Real life coasters are like this. Some of them anyway. So this one, we're going to go is that going to be, that's probably, that's 110. So that'll be fine. We'll just do one extra there. Bend, even out. Yeah, it's by that point, if it's made it over all the rest of them, it'll be going fast enough that that's fine. And I think by here, we can probably put a block brake in, like a mid-course brake run. So we're dropping down from 110 to 90. We're just doing the same thing. We're going up high, and then we're going down low, and then we're going up high, but not quite as high. And do you know what? You could, no, we won't. I was going to maybe do like an interaction there. Around. Yeah, it's the same height. That's fine. Drop down. No. And then maybe here we can do something funky with some bends. Make it slightly interesting. I mean, not too interesting, but bend back. Underneath there, we want to get back. Am I in line? What height is it? No, I'm not in line. So if I Ah, I've gone way too far. I wanted to go out and then come back, but I've not. It's the same as what I was doing just now, I think. Yeah, I suppose the easiest thing to do would be just to move this bit. Right then, so I think 2 trains is plenty. We're gonna do maximum waiting time, 30 seconds. Definitely a £10 coaster. Give it a bit of a generic name. 1D or 2D? 1D or 2Ds? I don't know. Does it matter? Anyway, color scheme. Got to do some sort of pipe in. I like that. Yeah, we'll leave it as the yellow trains. Pagoda, because that's the style of the park. And then let's put it on test. So really what we want to see is, will it make it over this? Yes. How fast is it going? 35. That's... Yeah, I'm going to slow it down a little bit because it's too fast. It shouldn't be zooming over it. It should be sort of cresting it. You don't want it to fly over. I mean, from a stats point of view, 63, 72, probably fine. From a stats point of view, it probably will give much better stats if it was going faster, and it'll certainly be a much shorter ride time and give you much better profits if it is faster. But from a purely aesthetic point of view, if it goes too fast, it'll just look silly. Ooh, not quite fast enough. Roll back. So what we'll do, it's fine. We'll just do, once we get to here, we'll do the 81 there. So it might actually not, it might actually not. It might not actually get to 81. Oh, it did. Oh, well. Okay. We'll keep it at that. I'm sure once there's guests on it, it won't go as fast over the top. Okay, we need 1,800 guests in the park. Let's do spinning wild mouse. That's what I want to do. Do it underneath that, so it'll give it a nice little bonus. What haven't we done? We haven't even started it. We haven't even opened it up. And we didn't do a photo section either, did we? Tell you what I should do. Before building any more rides, let's check out the profits. Okay, so obviously we need more guests in the park. But one thing you can do is obviously not just get more guests into the park, but stop guests leaving. So what I'm going to do is all the rides that aren't really earning us that much money. Because look, these top coasters are earning us thousands of pounds per hour. These rides, hundreds of pounds. So what is the point? So we might as well just put all these down to free. That way, the theory behind it is guests who are running out of cash will go on these rides. We've got plenty of cash points and things, but so if you can prevent guests from leaving, then you won't need as many guests coming through the gate. Okay then. Right. And we'll do by here. Queue line under the station again because you get a nice cheeky bonus. Oh, I just remembered something. Something that happened on the corrupt timeline. That's the timeline that happened, but the save file was corrupt. So because we've gone back in time, that timeline didn't happen. The corrupt timeline, the darkest timeline, didn't happen. And it was, let's have a look. They're all still there. One of the mechanics, I think it was mechanic 4, maybe mechanic 6. One of them fell off somewhere around by here and drowned. I'm not sure how it happened, but it looked at this area when I clicked on it. So thankfully, one good thing come from the corrupt save file. Phew. Okay. So, because this is now a thing, everything is something muck something face. I mean, I don't want to do it, but you know, that's just the way it is. It's just, you have to do it. Okay, so what are we now? So what height are we at? We're at 60 feet, which is probably far too high. We don't need to go up that high. Okay, so we're up 50 feet. We're going to drop down a little bit. And the thing with these coasters is because you don't need that much of a drop, you don't really need to go up much. But we will. We'll go up a little bit. There you go. Job done. What do we think? Do you know what? We've got 130,000 in the bank. We don't need the cash. What are we on? What are we on? What are we on? 10 minutes. Okay, so let's get a handyman on that. Let's get a mechanic paying careful attention to where they're falling on the path, because we don't want any mishaps. Not that it was my fault before. I'm pretty sure he just fell off, or she just fell off. Sounds terrible. 3 years I've been running this park, and I couldn't even tell you if mechanic 4 or 6 was male or female. What kind of boss am I? What kind of heartless tycoon am I? Okay, do you want to know what kind of heartless tycoon I am? The kind of guy who decides that we're going to put prices down to £5 each. Big summer blowout. For that ride, hi Josh, we're going to go £5 for this ride. Because that's the thing. If you could pay £10 for one ride, then you can pay £5 twice. And then you stay in the park a bit longer. That's my plan anyway. Because we need 1,800 guests to pass the scenario. And yet we could build a load of rides and we could get 2,500 guests. But then we've got to run the risk of the park being really crowded and people complaining about it being crowded and then people leaving because it's crowded. Oh. There's already a handyman, already a mechanic zoned. Okay, so I've zoned him there. I'm going to assume that the other mechanic, oh, that's the one that's answering the radio call now. What I was going to say is if we just click on him there and then do that and then put him down, another mechanic will have been called. Because sometimes when you're playing and the mechanic's the other side of the park, if you just click on it and do that, it'll call one closer. Put it down to 5. That one's 5. Put this one down to 5. Go-karts can stay at 10. We can reduce this down. I think we're good to go now. Definitely. Right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to save. So that's D. We'll change the save to E. It's July year 3. We only need like 11, 12 more guests in the park. That way, if we do something completely ridiculous and mess up, we can just load the save back up and carry on from July. That's assuming that the video works. We might have to go further back. This timeline might not even happen. Yeah, they're loving this. What's the score on this? 9.76. High lateral G. Oh. Probably this bit. Yeah, maybe that bit. Or could be that bit. They're loving it anyway, so I'm not too bothered. We've got 1,800 guests. Cool. So I figure what I'm going to do now, I'm going to dump the video. And then we've only got a few months left. We'll whiz through them, fast forward it, and then maybe I'll finish off talking about the rest of my 2020. I'm going to assume I left off somewhere in the summer. The last few months haven't been that interesting, but maybe that's for the best, because you know, in the grand scheme of things, if you've had a bore in 2020, you've gotten off pretty well, I think. Park with the best roller coasters. Of course it is. Let's check out those lateral G's. I know I said I was going to fast forward it, but we've got to tinker. Let's have a look. Oh, okay. Obviously that's not. Yeah, it's that. Oh well. They seem content enough. So we've got 820 guests. Who's that? Shannon. Got 800 guests. We need, or 820. We need 1800. That's fine. That's only going to go up. I'm convinced it's only going to go up. You usually seem to get like a bit of a boost in around September time, which is bizarre, because that's usually when the kids go back to school. Usually it's the summer you'd expect that, but anyway, let's have a quick peekaboo without the scenery on. Make sure the paths aren't full of second things. There's a little bit, but I'm sure the handy persons will get to that. This ride is broken down again. Okay, I think we can fast forward. So let's see, what do we do in the summer? Not much. Not much at all. We had a refund back from the Florida trip. We rescheduled the holiday we were going to have in July, for July 2021. We were due to take a little break when the restrictions were first lifted. We were due to go. My son wanted to go on a train, so we were going to catch a train from a nearby train station all the way up, a couple hundred miles, and then stay in a hotel, little hotel. Then it's a big chain hotel, but they were a small one in this town centre. We were going to stay there. Had a great bargain because we booked when the restrictions were coming to an end. Just sort of took a gamble on the restrictions would be lifted. But then about a week before, the bridge near us to the station was broken, so they had to fix that. So the trains couldn't run, so we were going to drive up anyway. And then a few days before, they were like, yeah, we're not going to open the hotel. So here's your refund of the bargain price. And you're more than welcome to pay twice what you were going to pay to book in the out of town hotel. So we said no. I wasn't going to do that at all. Yeah, as I've no doubt said, 2020 has been a very weird year. A lot of people have had it far worse than I have. If like me, the worst you've had this year is a few cancelled holidays, then you've gotten off very lightly. So I am very mindful of that. Coming up to the end of September. So since the first save file, since the last save file was corrupted, that should mean that it didn't register me as completing it. So we get to do that again. Fun. Just fast forward a little bit, and then what we'll do is we'll slow down, have a quick summary for those people who skipped through. I know back when the very first video I did, the Forest Frontiers, that was a full playthrough, and I never had any issues with corrupt videos, because it was done at a much lower bit rate, so the file size wasn't as high. So maybe I can have a play about with that as well, see if I can find a much better file size that I can use. Okay, so just over a week to go then. When we came in, we had a few rides. We had this twister here, but it did have a really weird double chain lift. We've got rid of that. We put a little booster in and a barrel roll as well. Took about half a minute off the ride time. Reduced it down to 2 trains. It did have 4 trains, but that didn't really make sense. One of the trains was always stuck on the chain lift. One of them was always stuck on the block brakes. So I figured, let's just have the 2. What else did we have? We had the corkscrew down here, which had very high lateral G's. So we've rejigged the end of that, brought the lateral G's down. What was the stats on the mouse? Ooh, decent stats. And also there was this wild wooden mouse over here. The station was a little bit shorter, and it was the ending. I've reprofiled the ending, extended that way. Then these are coming in a lot slower than they were. They were coming in at about 20 something miles per hour, and I was a bit worried that if they backed up, there would be a crash on that. We've added, so then what we did, we researched thrill rides. So I just started putting one of everything pretty much down here, rejigged some of the paths and things like that to give us more space. Put the, oh, look at all this sick beer. It's not going to look good on the Outtro, is it? There you go. Added some tracks on the boat rides so people didn't get stuck. There's another one over there. And then we added a stand-up. That's one of mine. Nice stats on that. We added the vertical drop, and we've done it. Stew! Fantastic. We've added the vertical drop. Nope, that's the wrong one. We've got the minimum wait time set to 30 seconds. I did have a play about with that. Or the corrupt timeline still had a play about with that, and ended up putting it back to exactly the same as it was. And it works pretty well. We've got 3 trains, so one goes up, one goes into the entrance, one goes to the exit, and then by the time this one goes up, waits on the holding brake, and then comes down and does all the whizzing round, and then hits the block brake, which is there. The other one is then going up the chain lift, so it works out well. We've got this suspended coaster just here. Again, that's one of mine. This inverted vertical shuttle as well. One of them there. Yeah, I was a bit worried when we first started that there would be harder guess generation, but in the end, it wasn't a thing. Or if it was, I didn't notice it, but no. I'm pretty good at noticing those now, and I didn't see it at all. So hopefully people will have enjoyed the longer video. I might do a couple more of these. In my mind, that's what people will want to watch over Christmas. So if you did enjoy, please like. And if you want to watch more, hit subscribe button, and I'll see you soon. Bye.